Alright, today is March 6th, 2023. It's about 12:30 in the morning. It's been a lot the last few days. Yesterday on the 5th, I emailed the sheriffs and asked them to get a hold of Officer Mark and John. And I also did the CIA. I needed to do a couple other agencies. None of this is funny. I mean, nobody finds any of this funny. It's sick and demonic. And, Officer Mark and John, if you go to the courthouse where the protected custody case was set up by FBI agent John, September 23rd, 18 to October 3rd of 2018. We all know he told on me before he talked to me. Okay, everybody knows, please, if you've been admitted it in uniform. It's on a recorded line. That he told all the church people, even met with the guy Dave hired to drug, beat, rape me. And he makes fun of me. And then he doesn't even have the authority to ask me to stay quiet. If you don't feel comfortable going there, get the marshals too. They're not afraid of the FBI. They're just another police department. My card with my money on it should still be in my file. If it's not, you need to tell a Stark County judge. They court ordered me to be paid from the government for work in this case, and we all know we don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet, and he already told on me that it makes it stupid. And it's not in the court. I've already talked to a criminal attorney, prosecutor's office, and police. He don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He was only bullying me. And then he already confessed. He told on me to everyone that it makes it stupid. He was scamming the idiots. Remember when you officers came up to me in 18 that agent was so mean to you on the phone because he wanted to make sure you weren't part of those people trying to defraud him. He knew everything was drugged and photoshopped. He wanted to make sure that you weren't part of them. Okay? And when he went to mention something about their scam, him and that other agent couldn't keep it together because they couldn't believe they'd try something like that with them. And that's why they were laughing so hard. And he was going to go after him. Remember? Okay? Remember Lighthouse made fun of him for falling for this time. They tasted for like he's a dumbass. June 7th, 23, publicly mock him. Remember that. Haven't figured out why he hasn't arrested him. Afraid of him? Ought to be afraid of him. Show them no fear. So, if you would go to the judge and get my money, because the way he has it set up right now, he looks like the worst white-collar criminal in the world. Telling on victims, calling for help. Telling the perpetrators that he doesn't care they're being drugged, being raped, and making up the excuses that someone called someone a faker 15 years ago. Are you kidding me? And he don't care if they kill him. He then confesses on a recorded line he was going along with it for that reason. That's pathetic. That makes fun of me for the drug dealer and the rapist Dave hired on his own, how he's running a scam on me. Huh? Already been seen by the police and hundreds telling on me. Then it becomes stupid. Everybody knew before he talked to me that I called the hotline. It is documented and verified. The agent that returned my phone call from the FBI hotline is the one that told all the churches that called the FBI. He confessed on a recorded line. They were talking about it on the 4th in Walmart 62. I thought they were being mean to her because she told the FBI was involved. Well, they said Agent John admitted he told all the churches on a recorded line. No one's allowed to say a word. I know he did. And I know you officers know that. If you go to a judge, he'll reissue my money. I needed to help my family, and I deserved it 100 times more. On March 4th, 25, I was in Walmart 62. And those men said that. But before that, I was in the front waiting for my boyfriend to come out of the restroom. I looked up at the missing children, and it said 18,000. I'm looking at their faces, and I almost started crying. And this guy walks out of the restroom. He said, "What's wrong? That face. It can't be that bad." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." I almost started crying. Then we go over to the shampoo aisle, and those guys are over saying that. And then where I was telling my boyfriend on the way home that I had more respect for Melissa, my ex-daughter-in-law, than she did for herself. I thought she was a better person than she would ever include herself in having someone drug being raped and killed. I thought Mark and Tina raised her better. I thought more of her than she did herself. And I told my boyfriend on the way over there, I said, well, her father, Mark, his family is from the Middle East. I think it's Iraq or Iran. They have big oil fields. They're really rich. They're Muslims. And he told everybody how rich his family is over in Iraq. They own oil fields. Okay? Alright. I go in Walmart 62. As we're walking around, people said that she's some kind of FBI informant. She was never prosecuted for those kids. They said the police taped them saying they were lying years ago. Duh. How many times have the police told you that? And Melissa telling them to lie repeatedly over 6 years. I'm tired of that bitch's lies. Like they said in Carrollton, the police looked it up. Those kids did get caught saying they made everything up. Melissa needs to go to jail for obstruction. The police were talking about her being arrested for involving herself in this in 18. They said, so we don't have to arrest her. Why don't we just say she was showing off with a new girlfriend? Because they felt sorry for her because the kids were little. Just being a big show off. Because she could go to jail for obstruction. Okay. Well, women are walking around. When she was telling her boyfriend about Melissa, that she had more respect for her than she did for herself, involving herself in this, I was hoping she wouldn't mention her father's family. Where they said David hired those Iraqis, the people from Texas. They had them say that Dave hired them. It was Melissa's family. That would make more sense, but the endless amount of money. Does she want to live the rest of her life in federal prison? I mean, we're looking at life in federal with no parole for that if she is involved with that. You do realize that hiring that Iraqi terrorist to come here that is selling women and children, U.S. women and children. Officer Mark called him a fucking Iraqi terrorist. Now they're going to say other Iraqis paid for him, for Melissa that was family members. That's terrorism. Helping kill U.S. women and children. You'll be lucky if you only get life with no parole for that one. That's not even funny. But it would make more sense. You gotta think. She left John in May. I said March on the tapes because we were putting everything in the storage unit. But I didn't clean out the garage till May right before we left. And we took John's stuff over there because we were going to be moving out in a little while. Okay? And John called me. She's leaving me again. Don't say anything. Well, they break up all the time. Got back together, break up, get back together. So we stay out of it. So their marriage is their life. We pull in, we can see her hacking through the window. She comes outside with the kids. Hi. And everybody's around saying hi. And I said, oh, we got John's stuff because we're going to be moving. Okay. She's like, just put it against the house. And I talked to her at the end of the car for a minute while Dave unloads. And then we'll see you later. Okay. She left him in May, filed for divorce. Now, David already hired the Florida Drug Cartel. And that's where those weird people showed up at the restaurant. Does he think it's funny bringing her hair Ram's body? And I kept asking Dave who they were. And he kept saying he didn't know. And then his set over on his side. They were a set of the three mean parents that were part of the case. Remember Officer Mark, the older white guy, 70s, white baseball hat, black glasses with an old white lady with white hair with the other two sets of mean parents. They were there 6 months before the case. That's why I was almost kidnapped in front of Terry Coverly and then almost carjacked and he took off. That's why Michelle Kiki next to 128 Lennox in Maslin seen that car with two guys staring at my house. He said me stopped at Lennox. See, I hardly left the house. Only time I leave the house is go pick up the kids or go out with Dave. I was busy packing, except for to go to the storage unit. And I usually had the kids or the grandkids to help me unload all that stuff. I was busy. And yeah. But he was having me stalked. But that's why, like that, Savannah having her Facebook friend follow and run me and then attempt to break in. But the other two were the Florida group. They were already there. Then where Dave kicked in, on the, what was it, the third or fourth day up there, someone kicked in our door to the wall. Actually, that was the sixth day. 6th day, someone kicked in the door of the wall or the storage unit. Dave said, don't report it. Another realtor's passing out keys. He didn't want him to find the body cameras where he hired the drug dealer. They said he showed up at a store in Ravenna, screamed out he didn't want his wife anymore. Asked all the people in the store of Ravenna to help get rid of me, and there was the people in the store of Ravenna in my home before. Local drug dealer. That's probably why that Pizza Hut waitress said she got paid to watch me. The mail banker was yelling at her on September 21st, 18. She was probably in the store of Ravenna. You know that, right? But I mean, when then all of a sudden I'm waking up with bruises, throwing up, and I'm playing in the dirty well water, I'm showering, and I didn't realize what was happening, and neither did the doctor, and I'm going to the doctor for all the signs of being drugged, being raped. I can't imagine being that evil to have somebody harmed on that level. And what has astounded me, why didn't you arrest them when they confessed? The police said you were going to be going after the drug dealers. Huh? So, where did you find it okay to leave me and how? I'm a human being, a human trafficking victim. They called the FBI for help. You fed me to them. Where did you find that okay? I like my damn money. You look like the worst white-collar criminal in the world. I think you're a better poker player. You've been scamming the drug dealers. That's what the police thought. You told them you were just going after the drug dealers they hired. And you thought sacrificing me was the only way in the cartel. You didn't ask. And we all know you told on me. And we all know you don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. So Officer John or Officer Mark, will you go to a judge, go to the marshals, have someone make this right? Like the Stark County Sheriff said last year in March or April at Faith Family Church. I didn't think it one bit funny how that Agent John talked to her. This whole thing is a mess, and we all know they all made fun of him for falling for this. Public fool sold it to children. Because you got to think, you acted as insane as the cult people. You really did. You acted like a crazy occult person on the phone. That's why I had to Google when I heard Dave threatening Dixie and the baby's life to make sure you were real and not riff-raff. What's the truth? You know, how many times have I gave this statement of how I got sick, how I got well? And it's documented medical malpractice medication errors. Fraud almost killed me. In 9 months again, well. Where I had the 6 to 10 surgeries, muscles locked up, went to a bunch of crackpots afterwards. Gave me the wrong meds, I started swallowing. Asked him if there was some medication. No, you have underlying conditions. No, it wasn't. And then it got so bad, I went from 105 to 275 in 2 years. My legs are so big, my knees are popping out of place. Orthopedic doctors had to pull turkey-based syringes of fluid out. Gave me canes and braces because I'm falling because my knees are popping out. Thyroid shuts down, adrenal gland shuts down, going to heart attacks. Having seizures, they're lying. I have level 2 pituitary tumors. Want to take part of my brain out. Told me I'd lose part of my memory. Go to Altman Family Physicians. They're like, whoa, you don't have brain tumors. You don't have anything wrong with you, but your muscles locked up. Here I am, this big, huge, swollen mess, having seizures and heart attacks. Everything's shutting down. I would have died if they wouldn't have said something. If I would have sued them, I would have been a millionaire. They said these doctors are known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, and getting kickbacks from the drug companies. It's immoral and unethical what they did to you. You are not the first one, you're not the only one. You had an attorney sue them, turn them over to the state to pull their license. It's medication doing this. There's nothing wrong with you, but your muscles locked up. Last time I was at the doctor, some guy was outside the room. I was sitting by the door. He's like, I looked it up. They did write it up that it was all those doctors. Oh, they also wrote it up as fraud. Medical malpractice and medication errors. They were ripping me off for 2.5 years. 2 to 3 years. They encouraged Dave and I to sue over the fraud and the harm they caused me. It's documented medical malpractice and medication errors. Okay? And I went to Dr. Eli. He agreed. And he got me on fentanyl patches. Your muscles are locked so tight. I got to get you out enough pain to move those muscles. As you move those muscles, blood flow will get pushed back into them. They'll relax and then build new muscle tissue. It's a medication making you sick. First month, I lost 30 pounds. Second month, I'm pulling myself around stores and malls. Got in so much pain, I ended up in the hospital, even on fentanyl. Third month, it stopped. Seizures stopped. Heart attacks stopped. I could drive a car. Take my canes and braces, pull myself up and down stores, malls, do my own grocery shopping. It's freedom. Whereas trapped in that big swollen body, I was fighting everything to get well. By April, I'm almost well. I went from a 24 in November of 2002 down to 16. That's why I got like 3 arms. I'm almost well in April. May 3rd, 2003, we're all at home. Brian Laney shows up and was talking about the church baseball game. One way to keep everybody at home because we're replacing carpet. Said Phil was one of the lead cars. He didn't even try to stop. For a stop sign blew right through it until somebody killed him and Tyler both. Nobody could believe he didn't even try to stop. Okay. Come July of 2003, I finally got well. It took me 9 months. Come November of 2003, okay, my sister Linda is married to Strange's kid Tim. She was out one day and seen him with Katie, so she started following him. They've been cheating for about a year. I don't know why she's still following him. She didn't have enough courage to confront him. So we just stayed out of it. Nobody thought she had it in her to support herself. So we just stayed out of it. She's not going to say anything, so we're not. Just act stupid. Okay? It's her life. She comes up to me. I was following again. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. I'm sorry. Be careful. I'm like, great, thanks. I thought I'm going to get screamed at. Bastard planned my death. By that Sunday, he took Danny. Pushed him to suicide. Because she was following her fucking husband. It's an occult that kills people. This time they did it in front of people. And people laughed. Where did you find it funny, society? And not horrified. Okay? Danny came out from church Sunday morning. I stayed home because I had a headache. Okay? Comes in, you're not my mother. I don't have to listen to you. I'm like, whoa, he's 14. You're grounded. Takes off, and Josh walks in the room. What on earth is wrong with Danny? I'm like, I don't know. Let's go over to his girlfriend's house. Went over to his girlfriend Heather's house. Joy Mendez, her mom, and her sister Rosalia was there. Said, well, Danny's been thinking of trying to kill himself. I said, kill himself. Why to kill himself? Well, that minister wants him to help destroy people in the church. He said, I'd rather die. That's my baby. He's 14. I started driving up and down streets, looking for him. Seen that minister's car at the church. I said, Josh, I don't want him to know what he's acting out till I find out what's going on. And I said, wait here. I stepped through the glass door. He pins me in my face. Confess you were never sick. I almost died. That's ridiculous. I said I really was sick before. You liar. He said, you're a spoiled little brat. Nobody likes in this church. He said, you're Satan and just the sight of you would hurt the church's children. I'm not that ugly. Get off my property. You'll be like, I see your kid again, and pushed me out. And Josh was like, okay. Dave didn't always have those big jobs. I said, take me up to Dad. Went up to Pizza Hut. I have a wall on my face, a big red mark where I pushed it into my face. I said, he took Danny, had me pinned to the door. He said, I'll clock out, I'll go home, pick you up, find out what on earth is going on with Danny. I go home, I call my mom. She calls over there, you better give Danny back. We'll give him back when we're done. Okay? And she said, "But you can't just take people's kids. I'm never going back." Okay. Um, Dave comes home. He said, "Strange said you're not allowed to go to church again." I'm like, "Why?" He said, "You're Satan, and just the sight of you would hurt the church's children. Don't look at me," screams and runs out. Michelle Kiki comes over. What on earth is going on? And I'm like, I walk over to her house with Josh and we're crying. I said, "He's took Danny." He had me pinning my face to the door. And Jerry walks out, her husband, said, "I'd rip that door off, get my kid back." And Dave comes home and I walk off. I'm like, "Where's Danny?" Or my mom called her, one of those two, but he finally came home. And I'm like, "Where's Danny? He'll give him back when he's done. You're never to go to church again." I'm like, "Why?" He said, "You're Satan." And he came home later that night after church with Danny. Danny's shaking like he has cerebral palsy. He lied, he lied, he lied. Next morning, I hear the car started. It's Danny. Okay. He's 14 taking the car. I'm running out after him. There used to be a big tree in Lennox and he's aiming right for it. And I'm screaming, running after him. And all of a sudden he slunks over. And by the grace of God, I missed everything. Finally rolled to a stop. I get him, I get down there, I push him over, I get the car home. Josh helped me carry him in. I left him alone. I went to the bathroom. I had to go to the bathroom, get something to drink. I had the dirt bike start up. And there used to be a telephone pole at the end of Lennox, and they dropped gravel around it because it would flood. He's headed right for it. Okay. And I'm running after him, and he looks back and he crashes. I took my kids and went to my sister's, and they took me over to one of my great aunts. And Josh is freaking out. "I'm not staying with these people. I got the keys. You either get in the car and go back with me or I'll leave you." "I got the keys and I'm leaving right now, Mom. I'm not staying here with these people." And I got in the car and we came back and I took Danny to the crisis center. He told them that Strange took him that day, starved him and screamed at him on the pulpit till he passed out. And screamed at him till he did what he was told and he wouldn't let him leave. And that's why he tried to kill himself. He told Georgine Bovuso, Stark County social worker at the Child and Adolescent Center, the same thing, and Linda there, and a Stark County psychiatrist for the Child and Adolescent Center, the same thing. It's documented in Stark County in 2003 to 2004 that Strange pushed Danny to suicide. So you know that, Agent John, right? My mom had to leave Ohio by December of 03. They were nailing her tires with 3-inch nails, sharp objects. She made a police report down in Illinois. And they said it's an occult, and if you wouldn't have left, they would have killed you. So you had all that, because they found it in 23, October, November. The investigators were talking about it. So you knew that, right? Got your facts straight, right? Because, when I got sick, what made me sick was endometriosis. I was fine one day, and all of a sudden I double over screaming. They rushed me to the hospital. They did an emergency appendectomy. The guy's like, "It didn't look bad, but I took it out the way she's screaming. I couldn't risk it." Well, a couple months later, I'm screaming again. Same spot. You ever been checked for cysts? I'm like, "What's that?" "Oh, I was full of them. Not like one or two, I was full of them. They were growing and exploding inside me." They have several surgeries. They went through my belly button around it till I have thick scars. One time they were bursting so bad they said if I wouldn't have been in the hospital, I would have died. I had to go through burning treatments, medication caused kidney stones. Had to have stents put in and out of my kidneys. I got so bad I have a lower hysterectomy, and then a few months later, the endometriosis attacked my ovaries. I had a cyst as big as a golf ball. They said if it burst, you're dead. They had to cut me side to side, take my ovaries out. Okay. And then my gallbladder went bad from all that. I had to have that taken out. Then I had scar tissue form in a ball, and I had to have that taken out. My muscles are already twinging. Dave even made comments to the doctor it'd be more humane if you just put a zipper on her. Okay? Got scars everywhere. And one day I started bleeding like I'm having a heavy period. And I have nothing to bleed from. Go in, and one of the kidney stones, I kinked the kidney tube, and it was the kidney itself bleeding. They had to cut me 4 to 5 inches on my back, take the damaged part of the kidney tube out, and repair it. That's when my muscles locked up. Like a nurse said, you had so much trauma to your stomach and your back, and all those surgeries, your muscles didn't get it, and tendons, everything didn't get a chance to heal. That's why your muscles seized. They all locked up. You had too much trauma. Okay? And then the rest happened. Georgine Bovoso from the Stark County Child and Adolescent Center called Dave. Said, I want your participation in that minister taking Danny and assaulting your wife. He said, I wouldn't talk to you without an attorney. He said, well, we'll put it this way. Something happens to Danny or your wife, I'll put you in jail myself. They backed off. I found out September 18th, 24. September 18th, 24, 8:30 in the morning up in Akron where I was working, the next door neighbor. Investigator was up there. That agent needs to get his facts straight. Was a medication error that made her sick before. Why'd they wait 15 years? When Strange, he said I went over and talked to him. Strange actually ordered it when he thought she was following Tim and Katie. He ordered for them to try to have her killed. If that didn't work, to have her destroyed. Nobody was to say or do a thing till Dave said he wanted a divorce, and it took him 15 years to say it. They planned this for 15 years before they did it. That agent needs to get his facts straight before he puts his name on anything. Now, it's 6 months later. Strange called me a faker. Did it have anything to do with the fucked up Vegas? No, not at all. Nothing to do with all those surgeries, all that medical malpractice, me swallowing up like a Oompa Loompa. Huh? Seriously. And then 9 months of slowly going down, getting stronger. They were even rooting me on in April. I can still see myself standing at the back door of that church. Had my canes and braces, watching Danny and Tyler play. Tyler with a big long fruit roll-up. And they came up to me, Karen, it's so good to see you at church. We always see you out driving your car, pulling yourself up and down streets, stores, malls. You're going to beat this. I said, well, they talk about remission. It can't happen fast enough. You'll beat this on your own. Look how good you're doing. They even rooted me on. So, it's 6 months later. He calls me a faker, takes a moron to fall for that. Did it have anything to do with her father running a stop sign? No. Wasn't even connected. But they had to have a reason to manipulate people. You knew they were bullshitting you, right? Because like my neighbor Becky, it's insanity. I said, well, it's just like as if your husband Harry, when he died, if someone 6 months later would have told you Amy in the wheelchair across the street was faking, would you hit her? Why, she had nothing to do with Harry dying. That's insanity. I noticed. Because why would you hate me? He didn't even make anything up that had anything to do with the traffic accident. He just called me a faker. Which is stupid and morbid. Had nothing to do with him. And it's 6 months later. I said, would you secretly hate Amy, then 15 years later hire guys to drug, beat, and rape her and try to kill her? She's like, Karen, that's insane. It is insane. See, I wondered what was the mental snap. I thought, what on earth made them go on a mental snap to kill me? It had nothing to do with their kid's death. They had nothing to do with his shitty lie. Hmm? No, it was premeditated murder planned out over years. Hmm? So, you knew they were bullshitting you, right? From where I called the hotline. And the next morning when you tried to call me back, they had drugged me up so bad I couldn't answer the phone. Rivers of tears running down my face. I remember wiping them. Kept saying I can't. I don't know why. Phone's ringing. It just takes my hand in rivers of tears. Okay? Later, wake up, so drugged up, I can't even stand up straight. Holding on to the walls to get to the bathroom, to the refrigerator, got back in bed. This is Agent. Call me back. I can't. I fall back to sleep. Huh? Second day, not much better. Third day, made myself get up, sitting on the front porch, holding my head. I feel drunk and I don't drink. What's wrong with me again? I googled it. It's a sign of a date rape drug. Wearing off, it makes you sick. Got enough air in my face, called one of my witnesses. Said they'd witnessed for me, went out and bought a card. Put that agent's number in it. From the voicemail, dropped it off, went up to Apostolic Church, and that girl's manager put it in her locker. Went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Paul Paymer, the minister up there, got in Dave's face. My God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. I walk off. Women come up. He knows she's being drug, beaten, raped. And he said he didn't care. I had lost 18 pounds, covered in bruises, severely infected. And I thought the dirty, well water I was bathing in was giving me cancer. Never seen her talk to anybody. I didn't know about these people till after the case started. Even the cops knew I didn't know. That the drug cartel was running a drug scam on me. It's a drug cartel documented. It was a drug cartel my whole before. Okay? And I go in and I sit down. They follow me, sit behind me. He knows she's being drugged, being raped, and he said he didn't care. He said if she was going to be faking she was sick and faking she got well, that family was screwed. 6 months later, and they were already vacationing to Florida, spending their inheritance money from Bill. And 6 months later, I had nothing to do with them, and he just made up a shitty lie. A baby's maybe lie. You didn't fall for it, right? You're really not a dumbass. They try to make you a public fool, but you're really just a better poker player, right? And if she's going to be mean to women, he didn't care what they did to her. He's going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Dave comes in, let's go. Get out in the car. He called the FBI on me out of kidding myself. I screamed back at him, what did you expect? With all these people threatening my life. And he goes for a loaded gun. I put my hand on the console. He started punching me, peels out, swerving all over the highway, punching me. Almost jumped out on the highway. I ran from him when I got home. Called that agent back the next morning, rivers of tears, scared out of my mind. I'd almost been killed 4 times at 4 towns, and now they're here. And I want you to know it took everything in me to pull that off. I love that idiot with all my heart. I've been married 33 years. It was the hardest thing I did was to call for help, and look what you did to me. It was the hardest thing I did. I called that agent back from the voicemail, and I tell him someone told on me, calls me a liar. I tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle and calls me a liar. I tell him, I said, well, he tried to kidnap me before. And before I can see Terry called releasing him, he's like, oh, come on now. Even if a church person seen him, they'd never verify it. Well, she did. And that's why there's battery laws. He said, I've met with that family in my office. And all those church people, I know they're trying to kill you. Because, and he says, strangest lie. Why didn't you bitch slap them and say, she better be alive and you're in jail for conspiracy to commit murder? Why didn't you do your job? You can't just let people kill people. You know they told people they paid you off. You know that, right? How many times during the case did they say they paid you off? Hmm? I said, I really was sick before. I almost died. Hmm? And to say I wasn't sick at that point is ridiculous. I said I really was sick before. You liar, was there a camera above that bench? I don't know. You say you heard that guy's voice when he threatened you? I don't know. You say you're lying or I'll arrest you. I'm like, well, he said I'll put you in jail and I'll say it or else. I'm like, fine, whatever. Yeah, you know there was a warrant out for him, right? He had took Lori's family member, had people laugh in the stores. They tied her up and cut her up in pieces, right? Went on to take Lisa's niece. You knew it was the kidnapper for the human traffickers, the Florida group, right? You knew that, right? You just let a serial killer go. Then you say, I want you to say you're faking you're sick. I really was sick before. You liar. I met with that family in my office. They were playing you like a fiddle and a fool. You knew that, right? You're not stupid. You're just act like a crazy occult person to get the drug dealers right. That's what the cops thought. They said that's what you said. So you already confessed you told on me. Then you do it again. I met with that family in my office and all those church people. I know they're trying to kill you. He says, strangest lies, like I really was sick before. You liar. You need to realize what you've done, and I don't blame him for trying to kill you. Somebody makes up a mean baby lie on me, and you don't care if they kill me? You just confessed again. Okay? Cat's out of the bag. Recorded line. All the cops and everybody in this area knows you told on me. They saw the log at Michelle's group, the Florida group, within the first 45 days, 2 months at the least. Maybe the first month we'll find a different way of making money off the case. They selling the login for $25 a pop. Michelle's group was selling it at Faith Family Church in January, February 19th. They were selling the login there. I didn't know about her until then. Okay. I'm like, I really was sick. You say you were faking or I'll leave you there, but they'll kill me. So, they've tried to kill me. So, say it or I'll leave you there. Please don't let them kill me. I start begging for my life. And I'm like, fine, whatever. Just don't let them kill me. Why would that be? I help a person like you. Well, they're going to try to kill me. So they've tried to kill me. So give me a real reason to tell them about my brother-in-law, Craig, that worked at the Pentagon, died working for the government. Well, he's like, well, first of all, have you talked to any law enforcement about the threats in your life? The only officers I've ever talked to, August 8th of 18, came out for light in the security system, told me it looked like an alien orb, angry spirit, told me to buy a dog and let a dog in it. You're kidding, right? No. I've never even had my neighbors in my home. I've only had repair guys and installation guys and family. Is that what's going on? Do you know if Dave's cheating? I've never caught him with anyone. Starts laughing. She said she's never caught him with anyone. Oh, I forgot a part. He said we could, when he was going, when he goes, give me a real reason, the other agent yells out, well, we could use Pete's tape. I'm weird with yourself. I thought, why are you lying on my brother? The only Pete I know is my brother Medina. I haven't seen him in years. And I've talked to him on the phone, and I'm thinking, why are you lying on him? See, I've never met the rapist. I didn't know about the drug dealer. I never even had my neighbors in my home. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's talking about the drug dealer Dave hired. And I said, what are you talking about? He said something else about Pete. It's one of the black and blue marks, the fake sodium pentothal report. When he's talking about my rapist, the drug dealer Dave hired to drug beat and rape me, mocking me for rapist is that sick. I said, what are you talking about? He's laughing. Stop, you don't know. I bet you're going to say you don't know anything about this doctor selling your information. Well, I had a lady used my insurance for 15 years, showed up using my insurance within the first year, ran up all kinds of medical bills, stayed in hospitals, seen doctors I've never seen, argued with hospitals. And she even used my prescription card. And there was rumors that Dave cheating once we first got married with a heavy-set round white woman. He kept denying it. And nobody gave me proof. And then I had this woman using my insurance and my prescription card. And he kept saying they're just trying to break us up. Well, I got that big job from my dad's factory that made a lot of money. Just marrying me. And I think he was scamming me, him and one of his girlfriends. Marrying me so he could get out of poverty because I only made $80 a week. And working with my dad, he could make $1,000. That making $1,000 a week back in 1985 is like making $155,000 a year job now. It was that kind of money. Yeah. I think my whole marriage was a scam between him and some girl. And that way she'd have free insurance and have money to spend on her. It's sick. But I have a feeling my whole marriage was a scam because that lady showing up using my insurance, running out medical bills, like when I argued with Altman Hospital about a stay, and I had stayed in there years, seeing Dr. So-and-so, and I'm telling about this lady using my insurance. Well, we sat and talked. You have 2 little girls. I have 3 boys. And then, yeah, she stuck me probably with close to $100,000 in copays over 15 years. 50 to 100,000. It's that not funny. She went Harry Carey. Kate McMillan and every union rep knew about her in the union committee. So I thought maybe it was one of her bills. It's a scam. HIPAA violations. No doctor of yours can talk about you without your permission. It's 1 to 5 years, $250,000 fine. And then you can sue for $1.5 million. It's like, give me a name. I'm poor. It's just a scam. Okay? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's laughing at me. Then we go in to talking about law. You know, if I ever talk to any law enforcement, talking about the 2 silly cops with the light in the security system alien orb, angry spirit. Told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. You're kidding, right? I'm like, no, I've never even had my neighbors in my home. I've only had family and repair guys. Like they said, we all know Karen knew nothing when the case first started. They had her so drugged up there. Um, then he asked me, do you know if Dave's cheating? I said, well, I've never caught him with anyone. He starts laughing with that other guy. Why is that funny? Dave announced December 9th, 18. I never caught him with anyone. I taped him. There was no one to be mean to or threaten. I've never caught him. Okay, then he offers to take me and leave me somewhere with no money. Told me it'd take him over a year to clean this up. I don't have money to start. Then he said, if you agree to get information on Dave and the churches, I can open a format program. I can do that. Comes with $5,000 a month. I'm opening it today. Put the money on a card. Do you know when you can stop down and pick it up? I don't know. What hub group was? You have a life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally stated, dated against you again, and only for you would we ever do this for. We'll always put it back as if it never happened. You can't be legally charged for anything again for working this case. Without this case, craziness, I still only have one traffic ticket from 1989. This whole thing's a scam. I have nothing against me. They just made it up. They made everything up. There's nothing. Like my friend from the prosecutor's office, it's a big fraud scheme. You would know that, right? And he said, if you try to tell someone, I'll tell people you're crazy and the FBI won't help you. And then he said, if you can't get a hold of me, the chief of police of Canton in 2018 was his best friend, and he'd always make sure the Canton police would always protect me. I could trust him, and he'd make sure they took care of me. Okay? I told my friend from the Stark County prosecutor's office. He laughed how he cried. He said, for one thing, that agent cannot bully you into false statements. It's illegal. Police know they can't go along with it. He said, I'll let you know. The chief of police of Canton in 2018 was a really good man. He's a very good man. I look out and there's Canton police, 10, 15 cars parading around the McDonald's. He said that agent doesn't have enough authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. I said, but he already confessed. He told on me and been seen telling on me. He's like, he can't tell you, but due to the freedom of speech, it takes a judge to put a gag order on you. He said he's only a police officer. He's only bullying you. The police know that. They can't go along with it. He can't tell anybody. They can't help you either. That's illegal too. 14th Amendment. He can't take your money either or misdirect it. 14th Amendment too. And he said, Karen, you don't realize you're in one of the many witness protection programs. And until the FBI puts you in another witness protection program, you'll be on informant for life. You don't realize. He even opened a threat and attempt to lie case. You can never get out of protected custody the rest of your life. And for risking your life to get the government information, they owe you the rest of your life. That agent cannot withhold. They cannot misdirect it. He can't make up his own rules. They're guidelines they have to follow. And it's for risking your life to get them information only. And they owe you for the rest of your life. It'd be like someone trying to stop the VA benefits for the vets. Can't do that. Alright. And he said the police know they can't go along with any of that. See, a criminal attorney told me that, and other police officers. Police officers out of this area want to know why our police haven't arrested him yet. My one friend, Grant, lives in West Virginia, has a friend that's an FBI agent in Virginia. Said if that really happened, and that she didn't get paid. There's two stealing in that office. One has to order the money, and the other one has to verify she got it. You get it for working the case, and he even said you didn't have authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. Then you already told, and you're the one that told everyone. It becomes stupid. There was nothing like they. And then those people saw the login, and everybody's like everybody knows what's going on, but her family. And like the prosecutor's office said, you're just bullying, keep me quiet so they get away with it. Well, you told the cops you were doing it to fool the drug dealers and that you were going after them. You were only acting that way. I like my money. I earned it. You don't want to say you were obstructing justice, but you were part of getting Judge Peters out of Florida, where Michelle and all those said they were drug traders and human traffickers from Florida. Worked for Judge Peters. They were arrested in 2,200 of them, and him. And where the U.S. Marshals have been used in the case you opened and blowing the hell out of the drug dealers, you're a front guy, right? You're just scamming the drug dealers. And the Texas group, I talked to a retired CIA agent. She told me they are so evil, they do dismember people. They walk up and shoot you in the car, too. That they have killed both FBI and CIA. She knew of them. She said, I can tell you've been around the human traffickers. The way you talk, the way you stand, the way you present yourself. It's like talking to mafia mama. And we were going over different things. I said, they walk by, they didn't like my hair. They would yell at me, that ought to be this, that ought to be that, looks awful. You need to wear hose with a skirt and feet together, hands on top of each other, not together. Say your day went well, you talk correctly. And have people yell at me. She's like, you need to be careful. The special outfit comes out. I said, I've heard about that special outfit. She said, that means you're sold. She knew all about him. For someone retired, she talks to him a lot. She was a cleaning lady at a place I was working. Used to be a sniper. Smokes too much. She's retired. And for somebody retired, she talks to him a lot. See, there's about, 350, 375. I'm not seeing from an FBI case. My money over 6 years. Dear God, you got to track us on me off this where Michael Peterson was breaking, he was smuggling oil into the U.S. I got when he was going down there. What port it was coming in. Got letter of allegation of him buying the oil, money transfers. State that was buying it. Not bad for a little old lady. Kept on lying, I didn't believe it. Prove it. Why would I lie to you? Prove it. So he proved it. I showed it to a retired sheriff. He's like, what an idiot for giving you all that. I know. Last I heard, he was stuck in Venezuela. The government turned off his credit cards. Oh, my thing was, sanctions are for everyone. Trakasami was arrested, a year or two ago? For selling oil from underneath its government and for other scams. There's a $10 million reward leading to his arrest. That would be nice. I hope he'll never retire. But I would like at least my informant money. Where I go up into Akron, we all know Karen's Will still open as part of the nationwide human trafficking scam. They talked about the Trakasami too. Sour Road Place is up there. They're like, what an accomplishment. One of the informants got him information leading to arrest. One lady investigator said they called down about that shipment of oil. Said that there wasn't one. They would investigate. Where he went down to pick it up, where he said it cost extra money to pay people off, they were smuggling it. writing up fake paperwork to sell it to them. Oh, yeah, and they got caught. I was afraid there'd be drugs on that tanker. The police and FBI was already taping them. What was that? October, November, December 21. Got the Kingsmen from Texas underneath the surveillance. The California, Buffalo, New York, Michigan, Florida, Judge Peters Group. Michelle's still here, and the Florida human trafficker. The Kingsmen are up in Fairlawn now. They've been up there for about a year. I've been reporting seeing what they're in part of Michelle's group. Faith Family Church and Associates. In January, they announced in a gas station on Middle Branch Road that Michelle did all this to take over the drug cartel and get her dad arrested. She is now running the Florida drug cartel from here. There's an order from the president. Anybody known to be part of cartels are to be arrested. Let's see, there was also Michigan drug dealers, Pennsylvania, North and South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky. They found some guy with 3 kids in Tennessee. And then Maryland and Virginia, all bringing their crimes around me, laughing in my face. Like they couldn't be stopped. Like they told that at the Oakland apartment, all the tapes before were them and not her. And it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here to see if someone will stop them. They think they're stoppable. Boy, the U.S. Marshals kicked their ass. Saved hundreds of kids. They showed up January 20th, 23. Maddie said he had a friend on the police department. 2.5 hours away, knew about this case. They got a hold of marshals, I found out. They're badass. They're not afraid of drug dealers. Neither are the sheriffs. They'll look right at them and we work their her case. Now, I'm going to go ahead and upload this. But, and Dave led the country in 23, November 20th, 23. But, they had tried to kill me 4 times. In 2016, we went down to Case Church, and he talked about killing Jezebel. Get rid of your wife, get rid of your children. God will give you now. It takes a priest to kill Jezebel. Because they have no feelings. And it was so morbid, he had erased part of it to go on the CD. In 2017, we had $5,000-$6,000 disappear from our safe. My car started getting scratched up, got a security system. Dave's leaving to work early, got caught with pot in his system by fall. We had an attempted break-in. He made a mistake with the Perry police that they knew where the security system was. Then he insisted I went a certain way by March. And I was followed and rounded. And the police officer said, the Perry police officer said he would have rolled me if I wouldn't have my foot on the brake. And then when I went over to Danny and Jen, Kaylee's going on about Savannah. I said, I know of her, but I don't know her. Why don't you? What do you mean you don't know her? Her family went to that church a long time ago. See her sitting with her parents. I know of her, but I don't know her. What do you mean I don't know her? Well, you know that baby she holds. It's a big drug dealer's baby. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Looked her up on Facebook. It was her Facebook friend that followed her around me. What does she have to do with it? And then I went to help Terry clean out our apartment, and I was loading up boxes where I had worked on our apartment, bought totes and stuff. We had extra, and we're going to be moving. I was loading them up into my car, and a white van pulls up, side door goes open. Tall white man grayish white hoodie, jeans, white tennis shoes, black hair. I'd have always said I got her. And I'm like, go back in the well thing. I already had the boxes in my hand, threw them in my car, slammed the trunk down. Looked over, made sure she got in the building, went back. He's still bolting at me. And I got my car, started it, and I threw it in reverse. He hit the back of my car. She got away. And he lunged around the building. And then I took off, and the white van followed me. I finally lost him. Then uh, when we went to move up there, um, Dave tricked me into that he'd follow me on the way home from Mass and Walmart, and a car that was ahead of us turned and blocked the whole road. Out stepped jeans, cowboy boots, tall white man with black hair, same profile as I got her. And I'm like, Dave, this guy's blocked the whole road, and now he's getting out. Oh my God, he's reaching for something on his door. On the dashboard, I started throwing in reverse. I think I'm getting carjacked. Where are you? He said I took off down the side road. He left me. I'm forward and backwards, screaming by the grace of God. Some car started coming towards us, put his brights in, stepped back in his face. And he stepped back in his car, straightened it up, and peeled out. And I screamed and straightened up my car and peeled out of there. He told Dixie, and the police taped her, that he had told her he knew I was getting carjacked and left me on purpose. By the third day, he's so mad up there, I'm not dead. He hits me in the board in the face and runs off to the store. And that's when he's supposed to screamed out he didn't want me anymore. Ask all those people to help get rid of me. And they all agreed to help. And by the sixth day, my door was kicked into the wall while we were gone. And then by the second week, I had bruises all over me. I almost passed out in front of the neighbor next door. Throwing up, heart racing, severe personal infection till I couldn't hardly pee. Kept going to the doctor, what's wrong with me? I kept blaming the dirty warm water I'm showering in. And it's the only thing new to me. I'd never seen her talk to anybody. You talk about scary movie shit. How would you like to take a drink out of a Diet Coke in the room, go to see black, and wake up with giant bruises, throwing up, almost passing out in a severe personal infection or injection marks, and the same thing? I lost 18 pounds before I called the FBI, and then another 70 in protected custody. I think I was fat. I couldn't do this to my worst enemy. It takes a morbid, satanic, evil mind. You know, if you just don't want somebody, you just divorce them. He would have paid a little more alimony. That's it.